wrap up the right hand. We'll start in the T stance here. Do overhand, and when you do overhand, make sure you're doing the full extension, so no shorting it like this. You want to extend fully back behind you. And then at the bottom of the turn to underhand, and we'll do the full 180. 5, 6, 7, 8. At the bottom of the turn back to overhand. 5, 6, 7, 8, and turn. 5, 6, 7, 8, and turn. 5, 6, 7, 8, and turn. 7, 8, turn. 7, 8, turn. 8, turn. 8, turn. So 1 and 1. Now look forward, go into your V stance, and reach behind, reach across. Twist left, twist right. Twist left, twist right. Left, right. And we'll do 10 and 9, 8, breathe. 7, head is forward. 6, 5, smile or some other conscious facial expression. 3 and 2, and last one. Did with the left hand alone, but with both poi. Start here, right foot forward, left foot is behind it, facing this way. And I do mean behind it, so that you really have, like if you were to just stand here, you could easily go into a V, and your hips would be parallel to this screen. Now we turn to the right, and I want you to go into overhand. 3, 4, now swivel to underhand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, swivel to overhand. 5 and 6, 7, 8, swivel. 1, 2, 3, 4, swivel. 5, 6, 7, 8, swivel. And 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3, swivel. 6, 7, 8, swivel. 6, 7, 8, swivel. 6, 7, 8. Now 2 on the left side, and 7, 8, and swivel. 7, 8, swivel. 7, 8, swivel. 7, 8, swivel. Now look to the front and go singles, and see if it feels any better having led into it that way. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, last 2, and last 1. And when you are using both hands, what ends up happening with your left hand is sometimes you're still shorting it and not doing the full extension. And then when you go back behind you, instead of it being like this, where it's fully underhand on this plane here, you're doing it more like this, where it's diagonal and not getting back here. So you want to try and get it so that the plane is flat behind and flat in front and parallel to your hip line. Just a little bit more, that'll help too. If you're doing this, right, this is doing it side plane. You're looking to do it front to back plane, where your hip orientation is parallel to the front and back plane, not perpendicular to the side plane. Or else you won't be able to get this hand all the way around. And then when your left hand hits the bottom, turn to your left and come out in underhand. But fully, right? So you came out this looking like this, right? This angle, rather than this angle. So flatten it out, flatten it out, flatten it out. And it's your left hand, it's not getting back behind enough. What I find is helpful when you're trying to get to this side with the left hand is you lift your left heel and you pull your left hip back as you're coming up over the top. You have to do more drills than you think you need to do, because it's more than twice as hard when you put it together. So even if one hand feels really solid on its own, it may be not strong enough when it's in conjunction with the other hand. Sorry, when your right hand is on top, you turn back to overhand. When your left hand is on bottom, you turn to underhand. So when the right's on top, turn to overhand. When the left's on bottom, turn to underhand. Right's on top, turn to overhand. Left's on bottom, turn to underhand. Second turn. So you're here, you do your first turn, you turn, and then, okay, wait, this isn't far enough. I should be all the way over here. Get it solid. Make sure you have a good solid underhand flower, then turn back. And what you want to do is solidify each individual transition. Your turn back was decent, but then what you want to do is self-correct yourself once you get there. It was decent, but you still weren't doing that full extension with the left hand, and as you turned, you kind of pulled your weight forward a little rather than keeping your weight under you. So you want to pull back into your heels, get your weight under you, get control of the move again, and then turn. And then, oh wait, if you're leaning, straighten out. If the plane isn't straight, straighten the plane. If you're not going all the way through the extension, go all the way through the extension. Then, when it's solid, turn right. When the right's on top, to overhand. And then straighten up on that side and continue to do that. When you're doing it correctly, even though you're standing as close to the wall as you are right now, you will be able to go from here to here without hitting the wall. And then the other thing I would recommend, and this one may be the hardest one because you're so new to poi and you don't know how much force you need to apply, slow down as much as you can so you have as much time to think about what you do next to give you the space you need to actually execute the move, turn enough, do the full extension, all of it. Once again, your weight is coming forward. So you're like locked forward like this rather than up here like this. Let's start an overhand, just regular circles. Before you make them big, get a nice clean split time, and then try and keep your weight more on your left leg than your right, pulling up your right toes, and then go into the big extension. And as you're doing it, keep your weight back, try not to fall forward, try not to lean into your right leg, try not to lift your left heel, and keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. And then when the left hand is on the bottom, and also, before you turn, make sure you have full extension of both arms all the way back. Make sure you're engaging with the core so that you're opening and using that poi lattes to open that hip and get the arm fully back. And then when the left arm is on the bottom, turn, come into underhand. In underhand, if you've gotten it crooked, make it straight. Your weight will be more on your right leg than your left. Stand upright, full extension of both arms. When the right is at the top, turn back, go into overhand. If you accidentally come forward, pull your weight back into your left leg. Lift your right toes if you need to. Full extension with the arm. And when the left is on top, when the right is on top, swivel, come to underhand. And make sure it's straight. Make sure the left hand is fully back behind you on the back plane, which is now really your left plane. When the right's on top, go back to overhand.